right, everybody. So I have phenomenal news. We are ready for our first run of running through Wonderland, and it's going to be Titanfall 2. Now, before we start, I do want to tell y'all, we have a bid war for this to save and kill the Marvin. So on top of that incentive that we're going for the $125, we've got this bid war going. And you got to make sure that we save or kill this Marvin. I know you're going to have opinions on it, but I'm going to make things spicy now because I'm basically... We got to make this happen. I'm basically going to stop talking and you got to start making that happen because the run's going to happen. So without further ado, let's get into it. Titanfall 2 with Sapphire Pink. The floor is yours, my friend. Let's get this thing going.
Hi, I'm Sapphire. I'm a bit of an older head in the Titanfall 2 community. I'm excited to run it today. If my commentator wants to introduce himself.
What's up, everybody? I'm Shug, and I do a lot of talking about Titanfall. Very happy to be here with Saf today.
He never shuts up.
It's true.
All right. Anyways, there's no need to beat around the bush when we can just get right on into it. We're gonna, yeah.
We are less than a second into the run, so I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that this is a Source-adjacent shooter. Where we have a lot of Source-esque tech, where if you've played, games like Half-Life, games like Counter-Strike, games of, the Source games, a lot of that movement's transferable here, but it's, how would you describe it? It's fundamentally the same, but its implementation's a little bit different.
So the way I would describe it personally, is I just say it's a heavily modified version of the Source engine. You've got those quirks, you've got those air strafes, you've got that those bunny hop adjacent movement tech, but you also have it's tight respawn zone spin on it, so wall riding, double jumping.
Yeah, and we're gonna abuse a lot of these mechanics that Respawn put in to increase our speeds here. So you'll see this KPH on screen. This is actually not a native part of the game's overlay. This is something that we as a community have built in. We call it SRMM, which is a speedrun menu mod, that allows us to see things like this. And this actually helps us know if we're going to make jumps, if we're going to be able to clear certain gaps, or even if we can do certain skips, because we'll be able to see where our speed is ahead of time. Now, you'll see here, Saf is hitting these walls and then bouncing off of them really quick. If Saf does this well enough, they're actually hitting crouch and jump at the same time. So they're getting what's called an end boost, which is in Titanfall, when you reach the end of a wall run, you get a rather large boost of speed that is functionally in-game meant to kind of keep you moving in the right direction with your momentum. But we're abusing that with something, like I said, called couch kicks here, where Saf is crouching and jumping off of the wall at the same time and getting those end boosts after each individual hit here. So you see right there, 5, and then, well, now that we're pointing it out, there you go. So we'll see a little bit of gain with each of these jumps. And if Saf hits a gnarly one of these, they're going to get 10 to 12 kilometers per hour. If they hit an okay one, they're going to get 3 to 4. And this is all, based on the frames, when they hit the wall. So if it's 1 frame within contact of the wall, they go faster. If it's 4 frames within contact of the wall, they go slower. Which, as you could probably imagine, adds a absolutely incredible amount of depth to this game. Because, there's 800 different routes, there's 800 different strategies, all based on your execution through each of these segments and how you get through them. We'll point out some big ones as we see it, but just keep an eye on that KPH bar as we go, and you'll see some really incredible things from Saf.
Yeah, so that was just the first level of the game, pretty much right there. That's all most of the in-game interactions we're gonna do. I think I went a little too late.
No funny BT. He's a little funny. Yeah, he was a little funny.
Funny F2. I'm in a specific way. You can make the Titan come in at a weird angle.
FT is hanging halfway out of the ground. You could see some really crazy ones.
Yeah. So this is just going to be a little bit of foreshadowing about the game, which you may have noticed is not in English currently. It is in Mandarin. It's because it's 38 seconds faster, I think is the number nowadays. But we're seeing people we'll see throughout the run. Like that's Ty Lastimosa. He's the pilot who trained us. We saw Captain Anderson just
All right, you are such a nerd.
Oh, I am.
Who even is Captain Cole?
Who even names Captain Cole? Me, dude.
No, I don't even know who that guy. Where do we see him again?
We see him in Beacon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the captain of the militia group over at the Beacon.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I love that guy. Shout out to that guy.
Same thing with this intro sequence, actually. You're going to see a lot of foreshadowing about, like, plot beats that are going to come up in the game. Right now, you could say we're falling through the atmosphere.
Yeah, this one's actually a really subtle one. We're Titan falling. Very subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that moon up there, it's destroyed. That'll be a plot beat. Just a ton of, like, neat little stuff that the developers put into the intro sequence as a little bit of foreshadowing.
I don't want to spoil it, but it was not the Death Star.
That's true. That's not in this universe. But yeah.
Be.
So we're like this next level, PT 7274. It's mostly gonna be like, I always say this is like one of the levels to practice because it has a lot of what you're gonna need throughout the entire run. Because there's gonna be a harder section here at the beginning where we don't have access to a double jump yet. There's gonna be like sections later with like frag boosts and like slant boosts and like a bunch of like different tech that I haven't talked about yet that will come up. And right now we're like, oh no, we're really hurt. We're getting medicine right now.
Who's ready for drugs? Perfect.
Oh my god.
And now we're gonna go straight into combat with.
Now we're gonna fight.
Completely pumped full of it. And one correction, this one's a Hell Dive, not a Titanfall.
Yes.
That's what this one.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The crossover we didn't know we needed.
They even added mechs into that game, so it's like the same thing basically. All right, so there's a really funny way Staff could have died there that they avoided, where you get absolutely demolished by falling drop pod. It only happens if you're terrible, so we should probably be happy it didn't happen to Saf, but it's also really, really funny.
It happens if you're slow or if a front blocks your way there. Because if your front blocks your way, you don't have enough time to get past it.
Right.
I will say my favorite thing about Titanfall 2, it was kind of showcased there a little bit. A lot of this game is very like momentum-based preservation in terms of time. Like a lot of the stuff we do, like there's a few things that get us up to speed really, really fast. But the best way to go fast in this game is to keep the speed that you already have.
Yeah.
If you lose it, then you have to waste more time getting back up to it. All this jazz. But right there, you just saw me like, just like strafing throughout that little section where I didn't have a double jump, and I lost my momentum there, and it cost me some time.
Yeah, and you'll notice our strafes are a lot more smooth and I guess I'd use the word subtle than your typical source strafes are going to be. But I actually think that creates a really interesting dynamic with how fluid it makes a lot of these levels look. There's a lot less camera shaking and a lot more just what looks like an accelerating car. It's very fluid, very easy. Oh, okay, this is big. Look at what's his name again?
That's Richter.
Okay, Richter. Okay, look at it. Look at his scarf freaking out. This is Saf clicking buttons like a madman.
I cannot stop looking at that even before you said that.
Yeah. For some reason, if you mash, it's either left or right click here.
Shoot, which is not on my left or right click right now.
Yeah, for some reason, it's that button does things to his scarf there. We don't know why, but we do take it. And this is a big moment for us because we actually don't ever get to see this cutscene. In the way we play. So before we went live, Saf actually disabled something called the 18-hour bypass, which we jokingly call that the 18-hour cutscene because that whole segment plus this whole segment here that you're about to see Saf do is a long time with no gameplay on a debatably the hardest level in the game. So when doing any percent runs for leaderboard legality, we actually have a thing that's installed in our splitter that as soon as Saf gets to the part where she loses control, in that previous segment, it would actually jump ahead past all of this. You'll see Saf put a helmet on here in a little bit after we check on our dying friend. And like I said, we normally skip all of this, but for marathon purposes, it's nice because it gives us a little more time to explain what's going on. And on that, this level is a wild ride. So everything you see in this level around Saf right now is geometry that is trying to ruin her run. Everything in this level, if it looks funky, if it has a lip, it is very real and in the game, and you have to be careful with everything from your grenades to your slides to not lose speed on this level. And as Seth mentioned, for the first like quarter of the level, we don't have a double jump. This game was not meant to be played without a double jump. So it actually is very, very, very difficult early on, and we're gonna see some pretty awesome strats from Seth like right out of the gate here.
Yeah, I will say real quick, if you like, I know we talked through a lot of that cutscene, but if you have like a donation or two you want to read really quick right before we put this helmet on, you're welcome to, JPEG.
Absolutely. I have $50 from Viz saying, always happy to support a good cause and always happy to see my friends represent the Titanfall 2 community. Sadly, I won't be able to watch while I'm at work, but I know y'all will rock it opening this marathon.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
We love this.
Viz and I started running the game around, like at a pretty similar time, and we like, I don't know. I like to say I grew up in the Titanfall community kind of with them. We used to do a lot of community races together back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right here, there's a lot of geometry. There's a lot of like gnarly little bits you can get caught up on and lose all your speed. And it's like way harder to maneuver around them because we don't have our double jump here. So some people there will go for a double wall kick setup. I don't because I'm scared of it.
That was a really meaty crouch kick. Sorry. So again, you'll see this. We'll bring it up as we go. But Saf got that one wall there, and they gained 10 kilometers per hour just from that one input, and that is so much speed.
And that's still like not the crest of what you can get out of a crouch kick. You can get up to like 12 or 13 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, and it's just,
and
it's, oh, perfect. All right, get through here. All of this segment still only have your one jump. If you hit any of those corners wrong, you just drop. The second jump in this game, a lot of the times, comes in as like a correction jump. Oh, I made a mistake. The correction jump fixes it, but you don't have that here. But we do now. So now you'll hear that pom, pom, pom. That's Saf's second jump that they have now. And we're going to see our first interesting use of Geo here. So
barrel RNG.
Barrel RNG's rough. That barrel can fall into different places depending on RNG, and it can really ruin your life. So we're going to see what's called a slant boost here. This is, once we get up around this corner here, Saf is going to jump, and then they're going to wait until they hit the ground, and they're going to transfer right here. Boom. That momentum is going to be transferred from a slide into forward momentum. Maintain all this speed, skip that entire segment, blow these guys. Oh, okay. That guy not wanting to die. But getting the battery here, saving a couple of seconds right away. But it's all gas from here on. Saf doesn't get a second to cool down.
It's true.
So this is what we call Ravine. This is one of the most exciting segments in the run we love to watch. Death River here. This is one of the hardest things to learn when you're a new runner. River jump, you're right. River jump, one of the hardest things to learn as a new runner because it requires precise strafing. So this nade here is the beginning of our ravine. All right, so not get, I can't blame you. Not getting a big boost there. Now these kicks are everything. Boom, there's some good speed.
Hit by that awful Geo we mentioned earlier, but luckily enough with crouch kicks, it is really not that hard to come back up to speed in a ravine.
Yep.
If I actually hit them.
And that's what's really cool is you can start this going 30 and end it going 80. And if Saf's going too fast here, we run into a completely different problem where it soft locks the level up here and they can't actually advance.
I've never run into that problem.
Today's the day in the next run.
In the next run, I'm going to soft lock.
For sure.
Thank you, Shug. I appreciate the vote of confidence there.
Hell yeah, dude. I knew. Here's the question. Do we get Z-Vents?
Oh my god, I don't know how to do it properly.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Zedeca,
we're gonna get Z-Vents.
Okay, we're getting Z-Vents. This is, oh no, that's embarrassing. Zedeca somewhere very...
Zedeca's somewhere. Dude, I just want to get in.
Oh, okay, all right, we got it. So, objectively, the fastest strat in the game is getting into this vent backwards, and then going Z-Vents on your way through.
Z-Vents!
It accomplishes nothing, but it does send the right message to the people. In fact, a $1 donation for Z-Vents would go a long way.
Yeah, I like to say a lot of my life is dedicated to the bit, and that also plays true in speedrunning.
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy.
That was unbelievable. We recently had an event where we had a bunch of bounties, and Zedeca themselves decided that they were going to do a $20 best Z-Vent bounty. but it had to be in full game. So we had runners doing full game, coming through this level, trying to go into those vents backwards, and then restarting if they couldn't, so they could win this ridiculous $20 bounty.
But yeah,
Right.
that was the bulk of the fun part of BT. This next part is like, it's just a little more RNG based. It's just at the end of the level. It's like our first like mini boss fight. So it's our introduction to Titan mechanics, our Titan like abilities, and fighting other Titans. So like how this level is an introduction to pilot movement, it is also a semi-introduction into Titan movement and battling. Not really movement. There's not a lot of Titan movement in the game anymore. Yeah, and actually harkening back to that, there was like several movement revolutions throughout Titanfall 2's history, and one of the most recent ones was the crouch kick revolution, which basically kind of negated a lot of the major Titan bits in the game because of how much speed we can hold with crouch kicks. So we get to skip some segments where we would normally have had to run through with BT because we have enough speed to do skips or tricks to make it out.
Yeah, the speed that you tend to stick around on a Titan when you're getting your boosts and moving is around like 40 on your normal movement, 60 when you're boosting. We can eclipse that so quickly with crouch kicks. And another thing that came with that discovery of crouch kicks is we also learned about something called CFEB, which is crouched forced end boost, right? Yeah, and basically what that is Saf does a crouch kick while wall running already, and it instantly puts their speed to 42 kilometers per hour, which is really fast for base movement in this game. So if you make a mistake now with this crouch kick revolution, you can do a CFEB off a wall, and then just kick off of another wall, and you're already back to going at speeds faster than Titan, which up until a couple years ago was just completely impossible.
The smiley face. I like drawing whenever I have downtime in the game.
All right, so are you gonna know you this guy?
Of course.
Know
He actually
you.
wants to know Yumi. Oh.
Oh, he wants to. Oh, it's on. Yeah. All right. So what we're seeing there is just a really cheeky little combat strat where Saf drops that smoke and it manips that guy to spin in one direction while she's shooting them. And Titans in this game all have like a special ability. That one, he's using the force to grab the bullets that Saf is shooting. But you see, Saf's a better Jedi than them. So Saf caught the bullets that she shot at him first and threw them back.
Yep.
Hence the creative strategy name, Know You.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect no you because he didn't want to put his shield up at the very beginning, but this is... Oh. Right,
Yeah, this
Shark,
is
I'll
an
let you take over.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough spot. And this is a cool, one of the most exciting things we've set up in the community in a while called Bizembark. Shout out to our friend who donated earlier. They are not the discoverer of this trick, but they are definitely one of the biggest routers. Big first nades. So Saf is going to be setting up a bunch of nades through here. And normally we're supposed to have our Titan all the way through here, but with crouch kicks, we can kick off this, come over here, and now we're almost out of bounds, but Saf's going to stick to this left side here, and it's going to keep them inbounds while we take these kicks. And now, like I said, you're going up roughly 60 in a Titan when you're going fast. So even, big kick there. Even without perfect kicks, Saf is already going far faster than any Titan run would be. And this, again, this is all supposed to be in the mech. So Saf also needs to know that everything in this area is meant to kill a mech. Oh boy, okay, that's scary. We
Don't
want to
even worry about it. It's a skill issue.
We just gotta hold. Ah!
Like I said, it's a skill issue if you have it there. I don't know what to tell you there, honestly.
So those guys are meant to kill your mech. So if your cloak dies out and you get shot, sometimes you get a speed boost like Saf did. But if you're not apparently a top player like Saf is, you just die and you go way back into the beginning of the level. But good stuff on Saf surviving there.
I hope your yell was caught on stream because that was amazing.
Shug has some of the best screams I have ever witnessed in commentary, maybe ever. There's a reason I have him here today.
The trailers,
the most hype anyone has ever been.
Dude, you cut me, I bleed Titanfall. It's every trailer for like one of our major events, at some point in the trailer just has a sharp cut of me screaming and then the audio going out. There's just always a place in the trailer. All of that looking very nice. We call that tap strafe halls. Another cool little thing that we can do in this game is Oh man, we haven't even talked about Lurch.
We gotta talk about Lurch.
Talk about Lurch.
The Lurch level.
Okay, so there is a mechanic called Lurch. This is only on PC keyboard and mouse setups. When Saf presses a direction, the game. Oh boy, I hate that. That's another strange geo situation. So when Saf presses WA or D or WASD, whatever, they are actually moved a little bit in those directions when they're tapped in them, as opposed, it's if you do it like after a certain amount of time after a jump, right?
It's 0.5 seconds after a jump, you can lurch in any direction.
Yeah. So we can actually use that to our advantages in some segments here. If you had an overlay, you would see during these sharp turns, Saf is actually tapping W. And what this does is causes tiny lurches in the directions that we're turning, helping us get sharper turns. Now, that used to also lead to another one of our, or helped lead to another one of our movement revolutions called NSKs, or no strafe kicks, or no lurch kicks, or no lurch kicks. Yeah, just all kinds of different lurch tech, which allowed us to use this momentum that the game gives us to beat into different segments, or to manipulate it so it doesn't mess with us. Because when we're strafing, we don't want lurch, because if we get lurch, it actually like hurts our strafe pattern, so we lose speed instead of gaining it. But with this revolution, now we can do things like hold all directions when jumping off of a wall to get speed boost instead of getting this lurch speed loss. That would help us get around corners. Now, functionally, the reason that that's in the game is to balance things between controller and mouse, because the range of movement is a lot tighter on a mouse and keyboard. So those turns make it more accurate and help you maintain speed and have the game like visually look right.
It looks right and it just feels right with Lurch as a casual player. So one quick thing, I'm so sorry. So here we actually, at the very beginning of the level, because I skipped through, like going through the Titan section, we actually did not pick up a Titan loadout, which is something that we usually need for this fight here, especially because Kane is a little bit of a stinker.
Yeah,
So
this guy.
actually, oh god.
I'll say this guy likes to go to Brazil. Is what we call it. It's when he's actually playing pretty nice with Saf here, but going to Brazil is when he just decides to take a couple laps around this level and just perfectly dodge every shot. That was an incredibly mid fight.
Yep.
Not
Expedition Kane.
Expedition Kane is kind of a snooze fest anyway, because you just stand still and dump the bullet hose into his face. But yeah, just like as a last piece for No Lurch, the controller players have no form of lurch whatsoever, which is why controller movement in this game looks really buttery smooth, because it's just not a part of their game, their control scheme. It is a hindrance that PC players have to deal with that console players don't. But in typical PC gamer fashion, we found a way to make that into an advantage for us instead. Or I should say, typical speedrunner fashion, we found a way to make it into an advantage instead.
You can see here I'm like lurching around.
Yeah.
I'm like holding just a single direction. You can see me hopping off to the side. And then when I hold A and D, there's no movement. So it just makes it so like we can double jump really easily and keep our straight pattern really nice.
Yeah, and like the way you can kind of see that Saf being successful is like if Saf doesn't get the no lurch jump, you'll see when she jumps, the speed go from like 46 to like 32 or something.
I'm really sad. I'm not actually going to go for the Abyss one out of bounds here because I don't know how to get underneath the Titan door. So
yeah, this level's seen some crazy changes in the last year that lets us do basically the whole thing Titanless out of bounds. Can't blame Saf for not doing that here, because this was discovered definitely during a little bit of a downtime for them. So it's also not easy. So
no, it's so hard. But yeah, I wish I could actually do it and show it off, but unfortunately just a little outside my current skill level.
Cat, sorry, I'm not in front of the millions of viewers.
If you think about it, I'm just saving some swag for the rest of the community, because there's a lot of people in this community who do a lot of the tricks that I don't do.
Yeah, tune in for our next trip through Wonderland.
Job.
Our next trip through the Looking Glass, we'll do this, we promise.
By the way, if I could give a quick update, speaking of Wonderland things, if that's okay.
Sure.
With you. We currently do not have bids on that Saber Kill Marvin incentive. And what that means to me, and the reason I'm pointing this out this way, is because that means whatever our first donation is for this, can absolutely set the tone for the whole thing. You have the opportunity right now to make your donation count and put the momentum towards the one you want in like a major, major, major way, y'all. So please, we want to see the Saber kill the Marvin. I know a lot of people really, really, really want to save the Marvin because he's just a little guy. So let's make it happen. Exclamation point donate in chat. I know you can do this.
All right, Seth, now why don't you explain exactly why we got to make sure that Marvin dies?
I think saving the Marvin is really funny. So I really want people to donate to save the Marvin, not because it's cute, because I know it'll piss off my fellow Titanfallers.
All right, at entire Titanfall community, you cannot let staff get away with this live on stream. You can't let them get away with this.
I'm just a girl.
We in the Titanfall community are not fans of our robotic compatriots in this game. They exist solely to slow us down, and it is our prerogative. It is our evolutionary prerogative to eliminate Marvins from this game. Not hitting the movement that doesn't matter. S'ing my H at Yusef.
I know. I'm sorry. I lurched. Yeah, this whole movement section, when you do it right, looks really sick. But unfortunately, none of it matters because we're in the auto scroller, little jazz hand, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
I got kind of blown up over the weekend when we had an event because I said I thought this is one of the coolest levels casually, and we just skipped the whole thing because of Told Spice. What do you think?
Honestly, I gotta agree with you. I think it's a really cool level. I loved playing this whenever I was younger.
Yeah.
Like,
so we're gonna see.
We're
gonna see Swaganos here.
You know what? Yeah, I'll try.
All right, we're gonna do a little bit of platform momentum here, and Saf's gonna go for a fly. Almost.
Double jump there, but I didn't trust it.
Yeah, I mean that would have been scary. I would have died there 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
so.
so platforms interact really weirdly with the player character in this game. The movement basically, like, for lack of a better term, whenever you land on a platform, in order to make it not feel like awful, they give you like a negative boost the other way, so that way you can feel like, oh, you just landed on the platform and you're still not moving, and you also inherit the platform's velocity.
So we did this.
We took it.
We did this really nonchalantly, but this is out of bounds. Or, well, not quite out of bounds. This is unintended, we'll call it.
Oops, almost out of bounds.
Yeah, oops, almost out of bounds. Saf just skipped like 70% of the level, 60% of the level. But we're actually ahead of the level now, and this is why the level's an auto-scroller. Saf has to wait until the platform, one of the platforms, gets to this area so that they can get on it and continue the level here. But yeah, we've been doing this for so long that it just kind of happened while we were talking. But this is why none of that movement matters and nothing, because Saf's not wasting time here. This isn't, there's no lollygagging. This is just, we literally can't do anything. Ooh, nice landing. Now the question is, do we get red versus blue?
No, because I accidentally just killed one of them.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you kick that guy in the back of the head.
Yeah, I meant to go for the grunt, but I wanted to give him an execution, you know?
Mm-hmm. So this part tends to, if you're really fast, you have time on this part. So what a lot of people will do is they'll hack one of the robots here and they'll kill everyone but one other human. And they do what's called red versus blue, where the blue robot fights the red guy.
Sorry,
and
I really meant to.
It's okay. If it usually results in my death whenever this happens. So somehow I would have died IRL if you did red versus blue in the game. Because that's just how it is. So now,
they saved you.
Yeah, thank you. So Saf is lining up here for our next bid, but we're actually going to be kind of big chilling here for a minute. So this is probably a great time for donations.
Yeah, absolutely. So it has come to my attention that this Ratchet and Clank incentive that we're working towards, which by the way, we have less than $25 to go until we make this. It's not that in the game we'll be dressed in this outfit. No. Marathon Man is wearing the guy costume with the Hawaiian shirt and the gold chain and everything like that. Like this is that real dress up stuff, this real fashion stuff. So I really want to see that happen. $125. overall gets us there before Ratchet and Clank starts. Like I said, we are less than $25 on that. And because it's a milestone, that means that you donating to that bid war for Save and Kill the Marvin all goes towards that Ratchet and Clank incentive. So seriously, y'all, this is one of those like really cool 2-for-1 deal moments, and I want to see it happen. Exclamation point donate in chat makes that happen, please.
True. You want to see someone in the guy costume, like for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
We want to see the guy, just like that game. I want to be the guy. Which I haven't thought about until this moment.
Oh,
for like a long time.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, that was super scary. Okay, so there, if I follow the platform and it lands in its spot while I'm down there, it will kill me, and I will lose so much time.
I caught the player cam reaction to you almost getting killed by that. Oh, you are precious.
You know, it was scary. I was
It was
afraid.
scary. I play this game with my entire facial muscle.
Oh yeah, no.
If you go back and you watch any VOD of me playing this game, I'm making the funniest faces the whole time.
I just make absolutely, like, I make the craziest fucking noises. Anyways, so
yeah.
this is not a bounce. I meant to not be crouched while going there, because there's like a funny little bit I love to do where I'm like, oh my god, so there's like a secret out of bounds in this area, and it's really hard to get to. And then you just crouch through the wall.
Yeah, that's one of our most famous Titanfall community stories. Is I think it was in a marathon the first time, right?
Yeah, I think it was GDQX 2018, maybe.
Yeah,
it was GDQX.
We always had a way to get out of bounds here. But after that run, a Respawn dev actually popped in and was like, hey, just so you guys know, there's a way, way easier way to clip out of this arena. Didn't tell us how to do it. Didn't give us any information. Just told us that there was something much, much easier we could do than what we were currently doing. Do you remember who found it?
I don't remember who found it. I know the story of the Respawn dev, and then he like came in and like cryptically was like, "Hey, there's a better way to do it," and then it was just a little hole in the wall.
So eventually, we banged our head into the wall enough that we actually found the one part of the wall that wasn't a wall, and now we just do that. Oh. All right, now Into the Abyss 3. This is, I feel like,
least favorite level for real, actually.
Yeah, I feel like this is a level that's like in the game, but nobody talks about. Even like when we have community events or tournaments, this is not a often played level, except for the people who are kind of the experts at it. Doing a thing called cylinder skip here. We're supposed to actually take the right side of that, but since Saf is goated, they're actually going to take the ride around and skip the entire right side of this room. And just come over here. Like, you see all those things coming out of those other cylinders. That's the path they were supposed to go, but we don't do that. This is Decept Caverns. This movement is all way, way, way harder than it looks.
And
everything. I mean, that was honestly almost perfect. Everything in that hallway is trying to make you lose all of your KPHs, and our KPHs mean a lot to us.
Okay, I don't trust being able to make it over there all the way.
I thought you went into no helmet rush mode there for a second. I was like going for the helmet.
I thought about it for a second. Some helmets run.
Yeah, if this was a Dyed Quartz run, it would be a some helmets run. Shout out to Dyed Quartz, one of our resident all helmets lovers.
Yeah, I missed the strat formerly known as Railgun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit there where you can go onto a platform that's moving and then jump off of it and like wall kick off of a secret wall that isn't actually secret. We just didn't know it existed because we're so like lasered in. It was just a really silly strat.
Doing another cheeky out of bounds here. We're gonna float up here. We're gonna get past that magic pipe, and boom, we're out of bounds. The way that happens is because when you disembark from BT, when he's in a position that's, for lack of a better word, not legal, when he's in and you disembark from him, it'll automatically disembark you in the nearest piece of safe, in quotes, geo. And when we jam ourselves in the corner with that pipe, the next safest spot is out of bounds over here. So now Saf is carefully moving around to not hit a trigger that causes the boss fight to spawn. Does the same thing again, clips back. This is kind of inbounds now, in quotes. They clip back in, and we're going to float on top of this, and we're just going to go on our way. Nobody even knew we were here.
Yep. No boss fight, no nothing. Ashe is canonically the only boss battle in this game who lived, which I guess makes sense because she is in Apex.
I was gonna say that's why she's actually literally in Apex because of Saf. So everybody say thank you to Saf if you like them in Apex.
Big fan.
I want to see thank yous in chat.
Yeah, and another funny thing is if Saf disembarked during that part while they were running up the tunnel, they just magically clipped back into the tunnel. So yeah, and there are a couple places we can abuse that. I think in any percent you'll only actually no, you might see it one more time if Saf feels really saucy in Trial by Fire, but it's not something that we see often in the run. But it can be done in quite a few places. Everything here, this is the level when you play the game you told your friends about that you were like, hey, you need to go buy Titanfall because there's the time travel levels.
Yep.
This is those levels.
My splits actually, my like level names for these is just time travel cool.
You get the coolest tooltip in gaming history with this, where it just says press mouse button to time travel, which is one of the coolest tooltips ever. And as you can see here, there is something a little funky. Time not at 100% right now. You may not know this, but it's abnormal to go from the past to the future rapidly like that. All right, now this is Anderson. He looks a little different from the last time we saw him. Mostly the whole being stuck in a ceiling thing.
And he doesn't have a helmet anymore.
Yeah, but wait till you see the other half of him.
You should see the other guy. But right here, we're just waiting for some dialogue. We're just waiting for things to happen. So JPEG, you have a pretty solid amount of time for donations right now. Like about a minute.
Yeah. And actually, it turns out through the magic of technology has made me a liar. There are donations towards that Save and Kill the Marvin bid war. So, I have been made a liar. Kill the Marvin is in the lead at $50 and Save the Marvin is in second place at $25. So, actually, I did want to make sure that we knew that, for one. And two, we do have $25 from Sarah of Mars saying, you ever just watch the Titans fall? And I think that the answer is that yes, we're doing that like right now. Like right now.
Anyways,
So-
like I said earlier, I do like to draw, so I just drew a little trans rights for everyone over
baby.
here. Yeah,
The taxpayer is paying for this one.
all the money is going to a really, really good cause. Alice is super sweet, and like anything that you can do to help her is awesome. Anyways, you can keep on reading like one or two more.
Yeah. So, but to bounce off of that, that is a reminder of why we're here. We are raising money to help with the cost of Alice's gender-affirming surgery, which is going to be in February 2025. The cost of surgery can be really high when you factor in things like your hospital stay, travel, and life accommodations one would need while healing from a big procedure. So if you would like to help Alice out and help us towards these incentives, you can type in !donate in chat. And this stuff is so important. I know that I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record, but just reminding you why this matters. Research consistently shows that people who choose gender affirmation surgery experience reduced gender incongruence, improved quality of life. It can provide long-term mental health benefits too. Studies consistently show that gender affirmation surgery reduces gender dysphoria and related conditions like anxiety and depression. So this is a wonderful, important thing that we are doing here, and every dollar that you are sending absolutely counts and is going to make a difference for Alice. So thank you so much for being here, for donating so far, and for all that's to come.
Yeah. So there, while I was in that room, you might have seen me like pop up randomly into the ceiling a little bit. Oh,
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna do it again. That's a really cool strat, and I really want to. Nope. One more time. We're gonna do one more time. This is the run. Nope. All right.
So that's called faster than light. It's basically we're using the push away from those red laser wires to send us down this hallway so fast that we actually go faster than the time swaps. What you saw the first time was Saf got it, but they didn't get enough speed, so they got soft locked because the time swaps locked them into the empty part of the bridge. So they had to reload. All right, listen here. Ready? That's the sound of Anderson smacking his own butt.
Thank you, Shug.
Uh-huh. That is the most important thing I've ever brought to this community's commentary, is the specific butt smacking sound. Now, this is a very popular level among Titanfall, one of our what we call pilots challenge. These are all pilot movement levels, but Saf gets to use the time travel part here, which is even cooler. You're going to see some of the most impressive movement in this whole game as Saf just weaves between past and future, or past and present here. Almost hitting that nade. We're looking to get through here really fast. Quick time swap here. That's going to make the elevator come down. Kill that guy.
Sorry, if I didn't get nades there, I was not gonna do a nade later because I won at least one for affecting cause 3.
Gosh, thinking about affecting cause 3 already.
Oh yeah, no, this entire level is just like I'm waiting in bated breath for the next level.
This level's just a preamble to the 40-second level after it.
Yeah, this is a really cool level, but there's just like a lot of bits in the middle where you're just waiting for dialogue to happen. It's like a very big exposition level, which
this level
because there's so much cool stuff around it.
Yeah, this level has gotten worse the better we've gotten because there are 2 basically unskippable, like you just saw there. That's the first one. The second one's right here. Segments of this run, they're just completely unskippable, and we have to wait, until they're done talking so we can continue, which wasn't a bad thing when we were going 60 kilometers per hour. But now that we're going 80 kilometers per hour, more than half of the level or close to half of the level is spent in these cutscene-esque moments. So this is a really cool level, but it's kind of been losing popularity as we've been getting faster because just the percentage of cutscenes is just getting higher. But
okay,
you get to
I just need a quick moment here. Thank you.
Waiting for that audio cue when he says defung, because we're setting up here for what's called Hell Room. This is exactly what it sounds like. It is probably the hardest string of movement in the game. We're going to cut through Cryo here. This is kind of what I would say is the beginning of Hell Room, is Cryo. And then this big open area we're going into is it here. So we're going to see a nade pull here. See if we get the speed we want. A little bit early on the drop. That's okay. A fast Hell Room is a Hell Room in which you do not die 6 times. So that's still good.
We get a printer hop, though.
Yeah, printer hop, we do get those. That's how you know Sap is one of the old ones. And we're going to cut across here. Perfect. All of this, you're supposed to go much slower. Sap going to take a double wall kick off that wall. Almost beheaded.
That again. We got to see it.
Shout out to my homeboy Snuggle Plug here. We're going to use some platform momentum again to go super fast, tap around the corner, hit the pipe right on our noggin, have a concussion. Oh. So yeah, you'll see here on some of these, Saf taking a kick off the same wall twice. Now you've probably played Titanfall and you say, hey, wait a second, you can't do that.
Okay,
well,
what the heck?
Uh-oh. And the way that the mechanic actually works in Titanfall is if you retouch a wall on a lower portion than you kicked off of it, you can actually run on the same wall twice. I hate this so much. Saf looking up to not get killed by the vents there, even though looking down would be way less scary.
Like I said, straps for the bit.
Yeah. Save no time.
They're actually sitting on top of each other, so there's some bits on like each of these walls where if we time travel, we can just run on the same wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess actually I'll let Saf have this one because this is Saf's favorite level.
All right, this is my favorite level of all time. This is affecting cause 3. It is my favorite IL. It is a 1 minute long IL because. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time, and if I fuck it up, that's fine. No, okay. So I'm not gonna go for that nade there, which kind of is sad. But you can throw that nade, and you'll get like up to 56 over here. That. Oh my god, I'm getting bullied.
And these things are why the level's so funny. All these bullies.
It's so reset heavy. I think I have like 4,000 attempts in it right now, maybe 5. I want to try that again. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just flubbing here. That's so sad. Anyways, you can hit that fan boost and keep all of the speed going through that door back there. And if you can make it over here, you can make it over to this area in under 30 seconds, which is not what I just did. But it's good that you know that it can be done, and I have done it before, I promise, I swear.
I've seen
the only level I think I'm actually okay at.
Yeah, we recently had a bounty for this level and Seth did quite well.
I was the one who submitted the first run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll see like a really, really good run of this level is like a 51 or a 52. I think the record is a 50.8.
Yeah, 50.8.
Yeah. So it's just, this is a very cool, very popular IL. I mean, all the mistakes you saw Saf make in it are why this is such a good IL, because there's just so many things happening and there's no breaks on it.
Yeah, there's like the skill ceiling is indefinite. I thought when I hit 58 seconds a while ago that I was not going to get any faster, and then now my PB is 54 seconds on that level.
Yeah, we saw a 50. We saw a 51 on that level as to get the bounty, which was again incredible because there's so many optimizations, and that might be the most optimized like 40 seconds of the run, honestly, or 50 seconds of the run. It is so optimized, the movement through that segment, because people have put tens of thousands of attempts into it.
By the way, just to check, we have less than 10 minutes until Marvin, right?
We actually have about 2 minutes left.
Oh, 2 is less than 10. So, everybody, this is like, think about this as your last call. Right now, the Marvin is not making it.
Yeah.
Marvin, so if you wanna do something about that, kill the Marvin
Make
is
me
in the
lose
lead.
15 seconds. Make me
Come
lose
on.
15 seconds.
Let them die.
I
The
did a
discourse
little
between you both is awesome.
I did a little quit to menu there because I don't have tone from earlier. There's a Titan loadout in Effect and Cause that I wanted to pick up called Ion. Normally I would have just done my quit to menu at the start of the arc, which is like where I normally do it. But because I am newer to like leaving tone behind, I don't feel comfortable doing my menuing without tone in my inventory.
Damn, that's so real. All right, so basically the way that this level works is we have to like kill those guys, and then the people inside the base will open the doors for us.
Like,
But we're so fast that we skip BT at the start, run all the way up to the base, kill all the guys, turn around, run back, grab BT because we have to have BT in the base to advance the segment, then run all the way back here, get BT and run all the way back again. This is actually faster than just getting in BT, coming down here and killing everything, doing this like 3 laps. Saf's gonna do one more optimization.
I actually don't know how to do it, so I'm not gonna.
Well, I think you got it anyway. Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. You almost did. So you can do a thing where you ram BT somewhere in here and you get stuck on the floor. And this cutscene here that Saf's in doesn't start until BT's standing in a specific position and can talk to the captain. Oh, that's Captain Cole.
Yeah, that right there. Oh my god. Well, that's Sergeant McCord, and then that's Captain Cole right there.
All right. See, look, it all comes together.
That's our boy.
So yeah, and by like ramming BT into one of these places, you'll teleport into that spot and start the cutscene faster. It saves like a fraction of a second, so it's not a big deal that Saf didn't do it.
Okay, there's like literally probably like 15 seconds left until this level ends. Just so like last minute donations are coming in now. The start of the next level is when I'm gonna cut it off.
Let's go, let's go!
All right. JPEG, would you be so kind as to tell me who won the bid war?
We're killing the Marvin.
It's so much funnier if you leave it alive.
We still raised $75 with that, so y'all, thank you so much.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Marvin died for a good cause.
Oh yeah, for our own enjoyment, and I guess the money's nice too. Killing Marvins is a talent. I've actually spent time practicing killing this Marvin in different ways for marathons, because this is a guy oh god!
Don't even worry about it. It's a skill issue if you die here or something.
Okay, yeah. This is instead of talking about Marvins, I'm gonna talk about this level because this is one of the most high octane levels in the run. Saf is going to do one of the most old school Titanfall tricks, kill room skip. This was the Mount Everest back in my day.
It's
right?
Old school, new school now because
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. So there was a time where we used to use a grenade launcher here to make it across, but because of the crouch kick revolution, Saf can just be sick and make it across. Oh, robbery! Highway robbery!
Robbed live on stream.
Oh my goodness, I can't, and everybody in chat just watched that. You're all monsters.
Ugh, criminal.
Yeah, absolute criminal.
Don't look.
But yeah, I mean, this is a very,
you can
very
look.
okay. That's perfect. Yeah, this is a very hard trick. She needs at least like 50 across the gap. You could get it with lower,
Minimum
but that's
48
yeah.
like you saw like when I died the second time how I like fell off. It's just because I didn't double jump in time.
And Saf did that the gamer way. They could have gotten the grenade launcher to make it across much easier, but they said, heck no, that ain't me. Not about that life. Here's the Marvin. Ready?
Hey Marvin.
Oh, yeah.
Like a WWE from the ceiling or something.
And what's funny is if you don't kill him and you try to take the thing from him, he gets very sad.
He does get very sad.
He has like he like kind of looks down and then the picture on his chest is replaced with a frowny face.
I'm sorry I let you live, little guy. Jeez.
Yeah. He gets very, very sad.
Yeah, so by killing him, we're actually helping him quite a bit. Heatsink skip here. We're skipping this entire room to the left. That room's for nerds. We don't go in that room.
Heatsink skip is like baby skip now. I remember when that was like the barrier to, hey, your strafes are decent, and now it's hit a CFib.
Oh, sick 360. Somebody play the Tony Hawk special move sound. Ding, 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 ding. All right, did that sound the same?
I have no idea. I never played Tony Hawk when I was younger.
Did that make anyone else in chat sick?
A little bit. It feels like a formative game, but you know, I think because of the way you're playing this one, we can excuse it.
I think I might just leave now.
My mom didn't let me have video games.
I thought you were gonna say my mom didn't let me have Tony Hawk. And
Yeah,
what does she have against the Hawkman?
Tony Hawk,
Specific vendetta against Tony Hawk.
I would literally take personal offense if somebody told me they had a problem with the Hawkman.
So that's valid.
I got a low battery notification on my mouse. I'm so nervous now.
Oh no. You're racing your mouse.
I really am.
This is the karma price that you're paying.
I can go get I have a battery nearby and I can run and grab it during a cutscene.
All right, so this is probably a good spot for donations if you have them before we explain what happened in this level, because this is a pretty complicated level.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me look at this. By the way, we have met that milestone incentive. So we have raised $162, which means that we are getting the guy cosplay for Ratchet & Clank, which is up next. Thank y'all so much for making this happen. And it happened due to donations like this one, $10 from Next Racer One saying, "Go Saf, trans rights." And $50 from Inner Punkness with no comment, but thank you so much for both of those. Y'all put us over the line. We are going to see that Ratchet & Clank cosplay incentive. We are gonna see the guy. So thank you so much.
That's awesome. And we have like another 30 plus minutes in this run. Do we know what the next incentive is to talk about?
Oh, that is a great question. I will let you know as soon as it opens up, but I know we've got them all day.
All right, that's exciting.
Don't you worry.
Back with a fresh battery, perfect. So this is just enough time for us to explain what's going to happen here. So this right here is everybody who's run the game. This level is probably the level they saw Brian Otto do at one of 8,000 GDQs, and is the reason that they're running this game. This is super fastball we're going to be setting up here for. So Task going to be doing a lot of things that we'll explain as we get there, but the first thing we have to do is make our way up this hill and get something called moon boots. Now,
first thing is breathing exercises, actually.
You're right. First thing is breathing exercises, then it's moon boots. So
in chat, take a deep breath with me.
Take a deep breath and maybe hydrate a little, chat. If you have a water near you, hydrate a little. So we're gonna solve this the speedrunner way. We're gonna run up here. We're gonna ram our face into the wall, and then we're gonna fly like you do, and then we're gonna get out. And because we got out while we're flying, gravity is now working differently. Again, same as real life. Nothing new here. Gravity doesn't work the same, so now we jump and fly faster and slide longer and just do things. And we're gonna
15% gravity reduction or something.
Yep, and there could be like very minor fluctuations in the amount of gravity you get just from how that trick is done, but it's very rarely ever enough to actually impact you.
I pressed the wrong thing.
Seth, cheating!
I meant to set a save because I got scared.
So
quick saves in this game, and I wanted to set a little save, but I pressed the wrong button, so I cheated, and I'm sorry.
This is now not a valid run. So, if you've done this part before, you know that BT's got to throw you into that building. But I have a question I want to ask chat. What happens if BT tries to throw you into the building and you have 15% less gravity? So can you show us what happens?
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Okay, because it's a little bit different than what happened in your casual playthrough.
Yeah. All right, I hope you guys are ready for Super
Yeah,
Fastball
watch-
Deluxe.
Watch closely.
Let's go.
This is, without a doubt, one of the coolest tricks in all of speedrunning. This is taking advantage of every mechanic in the game to just cheat. This is one of the most incredible, and Saf is absolutely nailing this.
Oh my god!
Ah! No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine,
Everything's fine.
So if you have played this level, you have to go back there and you have to move every single one of those cranes. You have to run along each one of those things. You have to move all the buildings, and Saf just killed that whole thing in about 30 seconds.
It could be easy. It could be easy, baby. That was beautiful.
That was so good. And there are so many.
Oh no,
Okay.
no.
Mulligan, that one didn't happen.
Mulligan. 1 second.
It's not
Okay,
happening. It's fine.
Yeah. So, and now this is the return. It gets even crazier because now everything's out of whack, right? Nothing's where it's supposed to be. So now we have to get back there with everything out of place. Fortunately for us, Saf's sick at that too.
I'm like holding my breath.
Oh, big kick there. That's good. Saf is sending this. Gonna get a kick here. Oh, that's good speed. That's good speed. We'll see what kind of wonders and magic Saf can weave with this speed. 77, that is a huge amount of speed. 80, oh, this looks good. Slide off the top, throw the nade. Oh, she is flying. Let's go, Saf!
Oh my god.
Making it all the way back. The return is clean. We're gonna clean up these back guys. All the hard stuff is done. That level was one of the longest you did in the entire campaign, and Saf just made it a joke. This is the coolest skip we have in the game. This is when we had interviews recently. And, yeah, thank you, Smitty. Everybody say thank you, Smitty. We asked people what got them into this game, and for many of them, it was I saw Brian Otto do that trick in GDQ X this, GDQ this year, and that every year that goes under several modifications and changes to become faster. And Saf just sent that entire thing. Can we get like a donation train or something like for Saf doing that? So hard.
That was genuinely the thing I was most worried about because it's such a cool trick, and I really wanted to do it like justice.
Yeah, that is like 9 out of 10 difficulty. We definitely want to show some love to Wonderland for that one because that is so hard to do. And I can tell you, I've watched runners been practicing that for years, and they only get 1/2 of that or 1/4 of that in full runs. So doing that in a marathon setting on stage in front of you guys, that is just, whoo! If I wasn't a Saf fan, I am now. And now we got to do the lame part. We got to climb up to the top because we're too sick for the timer. So we just kind of climb up here. Again, because we have moon boots, the intended route is not this. But we can just climb up here, skip the entire satellite dish climb. And we just have to be up here when this thing hits the ground to not lose any time. So Saf is here ahead of time. And Saf was very particular in the way that they killed things when they landed on this platform after the super fastball, because they needed to get to the top of this in such a way and kill such people. And that's why you saw her throwing grav stars backwards, throwing forward. Saf, it's like you're doing a ton of manipulations at the same time there.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to pop off for a second while we have time?
That was crazy. That's kind of all I gotta say. I'm like trying to recenter myself now.
Yeah, well deserved. And honestly, the nice thing is the rest of the level is kind of, I would say, a walk in the park compared to everything Saf did at the beginning there. We got to fight Richter, which is
the best German Chinese voice actor I've ever heard.
So this actor is really funny to me because this is a Mandarin voice actor pretending to be a German person, trying to speak in German.
Dubbing over an English game.
Dubbing over English dialogue. It is very silly sounding and as awkward as it sounds.
Brought to you by Duolingo.
Yeah. This is a very specific setup. We can just clear all these guys. Saf getting that perfectly with the electric line thing, which I always forget what it's called.
I think it's... Ooh, I actually don't remember.
All right, now we're manipulating the spawn of some guys here. Arcwave, thank you. And we manipulated it. They're going to spawn there. Saf's going to throw some stuff out here, put a wall up so that they dash forward. and then she's gonna look up and do that, and almost got both of them.
Ooh, okay, that is still better than I normally do it.
Yep, and that's all because of the way Saf laid down their traps, manipulated them to dash towards her, or at least stay within a certain area. Now here's the big dog.
You can see all these turrets stop shooting at the man the moment he gets out of his Titan. He's actually invincible in this cutscene. We found ways to get around like not being able to move here, and we just can't kill him.
All right, now this fight is rather linear. We have a very specific set of things we do here, because if we don't deal him enough damage or too much damage, he goes nuclear. Okay, so that is what he's doing here. That wasn't perfect, but now we just got to get up here. Shout out to Next Racer. We're going to Elmo clip, get on top of this. We're going to jump through the wall, easy peasy, and we're going to get out. Now, the reason that Saf does that is in order to start this cutscene, BT has to go inside the building. So by clipping through that wall with BT, it acts as if BT already entered the building. The cutscene starts, Saf gets out, and they can just move, and it's going to fade out eventually here. So this is probably another good time for donations.
Okay, well, I have some updates. Just like you requested, I have information on our next incentives. So we have a bid war open, first of all. That is for Jet Set Radio Future, which is coming up in just a little bit. We will be choosing the look for our player character, Gum. So it could either be her outfit from Jet Set Radio or the one from Jet Set Radio Future. So that'll close at the beginning of Jet Set Radio. So make sure that you watch out for that one. And we do have a boss rush incentive for boss endurance, really, for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which is going to be later today. So if we meet this, Beam Queen Soul will show off the game's Gauntlet boss endurance. That's a boss rush, 13 bosses in a row. We got to meet $500 in donations total by the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So I love me a Kirby boss. They're unhinged. I absolutely want to see that happen. I know y'all can do it. And remember, all of this is going towards Alice and this gender affirmation surgery, and we got to make that happen.
We affirm up in here.
Yeah, and you still have a little bit more time if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually just want to say really quick, we do have a way to kill her though, Sarah here. Very important. She's annoying, and we do have a way to kill her.
It's true.
Anyway, continue.
But we're big chillin' right now. So if you do want to know a little bit more about these surgery funds that we are raising for, the cost of a surgery is, of course, not just the surgery itself, but the anesthesia, the hospital stay, the travel, other life accommodations while healing from the procedure. And insurance may not cover everything involved with the surgery, so these costs really add up. If you would like to see a breakdown of those costs, these estimated costs that we're raising money for, you can type !costs in chat for that link to see a spreadsheet of the breakdown. We have given you as many tools just to make sure that you know what your money's going for, but also for the wonderful Alice. So if you are just tuning in, maybe you came in a raid, we're raising money for Alice, who is a variety speedrunner with a love for platformers, horror games, and is studying psychology and neuroscience. She has 2 dogs and a gecko, and she loves cooking, painting, anime, and art. And we are raising money for her gender affirming surgery. So we would love it if you would like to help us out.
Awesome. So this is like Titan level to end all Titan levels. It's actually called in the game's code. It's like single player T-Day or something for Titan D-Day.
Yep. This used to be one of the most I would say one of the hardest skill checks in the game, because it required you to track your inventory, to swap between loadouts, and just do all kinds of stuff. But now we just have this trick called Encore, where Saf is gonna. Yeah, okay,
really
okay.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I thought you did it for a second too. Saf is now floating, and she has infinite rockets, but she's also technically in fires or in Scorch, which means she has all the equipment and gear from her Scorch setup, but she has the infinite core of the Brute loadout, which is why you see all these rockets. So this, again, we used to have to so carefully micromanage everything in this level, and we've actually known about this trick for a long time, but we didn't. You can see the rockets, they don't do a lot of damage. But then one day, I don't remember who it was, said, what if we shot their feet? And it turns out if you shoot their feet, for some reason they take way more damage when the rockets hit the ground. So this very old strat came back around, and it simplified this whole segment for us. So we can kind of just autopilot through it now.
No pilot, you're with me?
Yeah, I was about to say, we're waiting for a specific audio line here. This means Saf missed somebody. Here he is back here. We got to kill a certain number of these, and then boom, pilot, you're with me. This door opens, and then we got to kill these guys. And again, we used to have to very carefully build our core and very carefully do use our resources so that we had core here, so we could run through. But now, Seth was W key.
W key space bar.
It just runs through it.
Yeah.
Instead here.
Yeah, I remember like literally, it was literally last night. It's so easy to die in that fight because you take so much damage from the turrets at the very beginning. And I remember last night I died in the fight while I was in the encore because I couldn't get off of a brute that I landed on after I was flying, so I couldn't get to a battery in time.
Also here, we do this all the time, so we just kind of talk through it, but Saf went all the way to the right there to actually skip a trigger that causes a bunch of enemies to spawn in. Ooh, this is what we like to see. BT as they're right where you need them to be. You can get what's called Protocol Forward here, and it means that BT decided to lollygag. So you guys, we got the 3 protocols: protect the pilot, do the mission, and whatever.
Protect the pilot. It's like uphold the mission. Protect the pilot is Protocol 3.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It's like linked to the pilot or something.
Protocol 4 is kill the run. And BT often will Protocol 4 there and stay in the very back. So will Sarah, and they'll both kill the run. Now this is a little bit of an older strat, but still sick, where we're going to use all of the core from our Ronin to dash through this segment. Now we have a strat where we do this as a pilot. I just want you to see all of the mechs here and imagine trying to do this as a pilot. There's a reason why Saf's doing it this way.
I'm so good at Lone Wolf.
It is so hard the other way.
And I'm way better at freaking getting core back up right here.
Yeah, get cored. I was checking to make sure there was no mouse menuing happening there. Oh, boo! Getting body blocked here sucks because you lose a bunch of your core charge that you could have used otherwise. You remember we agreed on this guy's name being up here?
Harold?
Harold, that's what it was. It was Harold. You gotta watch out for this guy. He'll snipe you.
No purple crayon though.
All right, now again, this segment, you see all these sniper shots flailing by. When you're not in a Titan, this is a clenching segment.
Ooh, I got Superman brew.
What a nice guy.
That was maybe a little bit early on.
布里斯克，这是史龙，深贵朝您那去了，不让毒蛇接手了，待会见。
Yeah, if you go fast enough there, that brute just likes to fly off into the sunset. And then there's actually a trigger over here. It's because this is like an uglier part of the level, and so it's like a fail-safe trigger where it's like, hey, don't let them see this.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can like run into the corner and even hide in the box while the level ends too.
Okay. This is a crazy level. Arc is one of the wackest levels in the entire game. It's one of the most unstable levels in the game. It is always constantly prone to crashes and like some of the weirdest geometry and like interactions of the game that you'll ever see.
I would never have shot a rocket there.
Nah, I think it's funnier if you hit her.
Crazy.
It's all because right now we're on a ship, and this entire level we will be on a ship, so we will constantly, you'll see that like KPH constantly like moving around, especially like when you're on like a wall. It's like, oh, it's like it's oddly speedy. And so yeah, so there's just like a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of weird bits to this level. It's also just a crazy level in general. If you want to read a donation or two real quick, then I would do that now.
Absolutely. I do want to mention to everybody, though, that this bid war for Jet Set Radio Future is going to come up super duper quick because we have one run in between this one right now and Jet Set Radio Future. So if you want to decide what skin Gum is wearing for that run, you basically have the end of this run and Ratchet and Clank to do it during. So, and Ratchet and Clank is going to go zoomy. That's a less than 30-minute estimate on that. So y'all got to make this happen if you want to make that choice. I know that you absolutely want to see I know you got opinions. We all got opinions. So just a reminder, that one is going to come up super duper quick.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there earlier, Shug. I just knew that I wanted to get some time for JPEG here right before this big old Barker skip right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Saf started the stuff for this level immediately. She wasted her grenade as soon as we loaded in, because when we fall, we get 4 more like magic then. There's an audio cue there. And okay, this is a deceptively hard skip. This is one that makes or breaks a lot of people's runs when they're doing full attempts. This is one of those tricks you tend to get first try or 9th try.
I don't want to hear anyone say use blade and setup.
If you type it, she didn't hear you say it. Okay, that looks good.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So this is completely unintended, and everything Saf just did has now shattered this level into 1,000 pieces. This level will now no longer function even remotely the way it's supposed to, because we are not supposed to be over here yet. And you'll notice all sorts of weird side effects, weird tilts. You see how the camera's already a little diagonal here? It's everything in this level is going to get... I'm so used to Helmet Rush, I thought you were going out into the side. We are going to see a lot. There's a stumble. You can actually fall through the floor here because of that stumble.
Let me in. Let me in.
All right, and now this segment up here has a cool little quirk to it that casually when you're playing it, you think, okay, I have to clear everything. I need to just work my way down here. But the actual checks the game does, it only checks if you destroy the last gun. So Saf can actually say, F these guys. These guys smell funny. And these last guys are the problem. So we're going to blow them up. And then we're going to start beating dudes up. All right, nice shot. There's another stumble. That stumble can kill you too if you're in the wrong place. I just realized you have the double take. Didn't pick up.
Yes, I have the double take because the double take is one of the greatest weapons that Respawn has ever created. That's my favorite weapon. And even though everyone's like, oh my god, the Mastiff makes this clear so much easier, I'm like, I have used the double take since I started running, and I will use the double take until the day I die.
Damn, really taking the old lady approach.
Yes.
Stuck in my ways. I learned recently that the double take apparently fires a invisible third shot, and that's why it's called the triple take in Apex. Interesting little lore dump for you folks there. Now here, this is a cool room. In order to get to the top, certain people have to die. And now we have an entire squad of pilots with us, and they have certain folks they're going to kill. So we've actually routed this room very carefully to make sure that we kill specific guys and leave other guys for the other team to kill. So we're going to wipe out these guys. And then there's some guys that came running up these stairs here that Saf's going to clear out. Again, all of these guys we need to kill because our friends are programmed to kill other guys quickly. Saf needs to get up these stairs, kill one more group. Oh, okay, so that guy got out. Saf's probably going to have to clean that up after this. And you'll see when Saf turns around here that they're mowing people down all over. Okay, they did get him for him. That, again, it's not like they'll only kill these people, but they are very efficient at killing certain people. So we try to clear up everybody else that they are not efficient with. Now, what sometimes happens here is they take forever. They're actually being pretty decent here.
There's like a spot in that wall that you can just shoot through.
I never knew that. That's interesting.
Yeah. You can go on the mezzanine. All right, I'll get this guy right here. You ready? I'm joking. No,
Yeah,
I'm not getting any of them. They kill them all.
They wipe everybody out. Now, right here, Saf has to be careful because, again, we borked the level, so the game can crash here. Sometimes it's Saf's fault, sometimes it's not.
It's never my fault.
Basically, we have to control the ship here, and we have to line it up. Again, because the level's broken, the lineup that it's complete nonsense. The line is not. You're supposed to be like right behind them and even. Sometimes the entire game is like tilted sideways, and they'll accept it. Again, this is all.
And then sometimes the Draconis pulls left, and it's fighting you the rest of the way.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get it lined up, and then another ship flies through this ship and splatters you. So.
Hey, don't you dare talk about Ghost Ship during a marathon, all right? If I got it here, I would kill you.
Hey, you know what? It would have been great for content. Now, right here, Saf has to be careful because if she's too close to the window, BT's arm will touch her. And if you remember the beginning of this level, Saf was supposed to get thrown by BT, which that trigger is still kind of chilling there. So when Saf gets into his hand, the game instantly crashes. So she has to back up and wait until the new tooltip appears. Then she can do it. Now, here's Viper. This is a crazy fight. I'm gonna let Saf show it off here. So you're doing Viper Zerg.
Yep.
This is basically like a
number one.
Yeah, and this is a Zerg rush just like in StarCraft. Saf is just gonna W key. These guys nothing to us. We're gonna run right by them, clear out these guys using the tone for this segment. That is a very courageous. I'm the best mindset. Now we killed the boss. We're gonna kill these guys real quick. Like
no, it went between the two of them.
Oh no, Saf not a Jedi Knight.
and he missed his core, so it's fine. Okay. I definitely was too slow for actual Viper Zerg because of missing those cores, but...
So if Saf is quick enough there, what you'll see is that she'll actually, like... I don't know what the exact vernacular here is for this one, but basically she's so fast that she's in a different state of the level than the actual level thinks she is. So the level would be behind her catching up. You're going to see a little bit of some visual bugs here, I think, still.
Yeah, I think we will still get the visual bug. We just won't get any of the actual, like... If it stays, then we hit Viper Zerg.
And if you see this visual bug, this is like the plane of existence right here. You see it? So that's like Saf basically entering into the proper plane, and now she can play. Had she been too quick, she would have actually been in a different bounds segment, in quotes, and would have had to mantle back into the proper segment when it approached us. It's very strange looking, but again, because Saf was just a little bit slow, she was able to... This guy's hitbox is garbage. Nonsense garbage.
I accidentally crouched because I forgot, even though I've been running with these binds forever, that no, my shoot button is not on left click, it's actually on space.
Ugh, what a gross shoot button.
Hey. Okay, don't you leave me and my left mouse crouch, my right mouse jump alone.
I was about to say, do you do the mouse buttons for jump?
Yeah, mouse buttons for jump and crouch, and then I have a grenade and a ability key on my little buttons on the side.
Yeah, so guys, this conversation actually comes up a decent amount in the Titanfall community because the actual input for crouch kicks is really hard. You have to do like space and jump within like frames of each other.
Yeah, you have to crouch and jump within 8 milliseconds of each other to actually get a crouch kick.
Yeah.
That's also factoring in hitting the wall, like tick perfect, and there's a lot of moving parts to it, which is what that CKF down there in the corner is for. Chuck, do you want to talk about crouch kick fix?
Yep, so when we discovered crouch kick fix, much to our chagrin, we learned that there is a bit of a hardware difference between all of them. It has something to do with polling speeds for the way that it tracks inputs on different computers. I'm not a nerd, I don't know. But basically, we as a community decided crouch kicks were too innovative and too game-changing for us to disallow or to not to limit because of hardware limitations. So as part of the speedrun menu mod that we talked about, we also set up and included CKF, which is it's a digital version of the same inputs, right?
So basically, it's an 8 millisecond delay on both of your inputs, so that way it's not like... So crouch kicks are frame rate dependent, they are tick rate dependent, and they're also the polling rate of your hardware dependent. So you have to hit all 3 of those timings absolutely perfectly in order to actually make crouch kicks happen, which was rough for some people on some keyboards and some computers. So Fizzy created the crouch kick fix, which was an 8 millisecond delay on both of your inputs. So that way, if you sent a crouch and a jump input within 8 milliseconds of each other, which is like what, like less, it's like a frame and a half or something on like 144 hertz or something. They'll send them at the same time, and you will actually get the crouch kick and not have a crouch kick that missed because you inputted a crouch on one tick of your polling rate versus another, you know? There's a whole breakdown video of it on Zweek's channel. He's a big figure in the community, one of the community moderators, and he makes some really, really good long form content about the game. Or shorter form. It's like mid form. It's like 20 minutes.
It's mid form, if that's a thing.
Mid form, yeah. It's not 2 hours, but it's also not 5 minutes.
All right, and we're on the last level, so this is probably our last chance to get some donations in.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to remind everybody. So this marathon, it may look a little bit different to you than some others that you've seen, and that's because this is a mutual aid marathon. So every dollar that y'all are donating, you know exactly where it's going in this case. And I think that that's a really, really cool thing. So specifically, we are raising money to help with the costs of Alice's gender affirming surgery. That's the stream that we're on right now. And I know that a really, really important part of the experience of raising money is knowing where it's going, which is, again, to Alice, so you are very, very, very directly involved with the support of a specific person right now. So I do want to say thank you so much. We have raised $162 so far, and this is like first run of the first day. I know that we can absolutely just crush every incentive we're going to see. As a reminder, we do have that bid war for Jet Set Radio open for that skin. And we also have that $500 milestone for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for that boss rush. So you have some things that you are donating towards as well. And remember that since it is a milestone, that what you are doing, if you donate to the bid war, excuse me, let me rephrase. If you donate to the bid war, you're also technically donating towards that Kirby and the Amazing Mirror incentive. So you get a twofer, you get a deal going. So I know y'all can make it happen. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is later today.
Okay, I will say super quick, there's a flashing lights warning coming up here. There's a scene where, starting right now actually, so if you're sensitive to flashing lights, please look away. I will let you guys know when it is done. Yeah, a lot of bright lights. Sloane's destroying BT. He took the arc out of him. He's kind of like a bunch. There's like sparks flying everywhere. That's basically what.
Our friend has no legs.
It's true. Anyways, now the flashing lights warning is over. Sorry, I meant to give a little bit more of a warning there. But our poor BT is so incredibly damaged now. He looks so decrepit and dead.
Yeah, I have a question, chat. What do you guys do when you need to remember your best friend and carry on his memories with you? For me, personally, it's I gouge out their eyeball and I keep it.
Yep, gouge out the eyeball, keep it forever.
Yeah.
That's
but
friendship.
yeah, what do you guys do? So you might have seen here, that was a tiny bit of tech that Saf's doing, is you're supposed to actually stand here for a little while longer, and this cutscene takes time. But by backing up into the fire and almost killing herself, Saf advances the downtime. I don't actually think we know why that happens yet.
I think it's like a failsafe trigger, because it's like, oh god, wait, no, the player's gonna die. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Hey, get out of the fire, please.
Yeah, and I guess that maybe that is linked to the fact that if you die during this segment, it is a soft lock.
Yes.
Because you don't have your jump yet, and if you die, the save is like after you were supposed to get your jump, but you didn't get the jump.
Yeah.
So you have to restart the level if you die before you get your double jump back.
Yep. So BT just gifted us with his Seer kit, which is the Survive, Evade, Resist, and Escape kit. So it comes with the most broken gun in the entire game, which is an auto-aim pistol that is in multiplayer of Titanfall 1 and 2. It is actually a primary in Titanfall 1. And you also get a data knife, which we already had if you looked at the model close enough. And then we get BT's data core, so that way in the future, if, I don't know, maybe this is just like some foreshadowing or something, but if like a random Titan with no data core dropped down to save us, we could put BT in there and it'd be BT basically.
Yeah, but what are the chances of that happening?
I think it's honestly 0. There is no chance that will ever happen.
I heard that there was no more Titans in the racks.
Yeah, that was a little tech called Josh Hop, Joshua. It's something that I love doing. It's just like you hop and then you do a little wall ride off the door frame. And I love talking about it, and I love telling people that. Okay.
Joshua, a real chill dude.
Joshua's a very chill dude.
Wherever you are, I hope you're having a good life.
Shout out to Joshua for real. I love you.
I
God,
would
wait. Whoa. Wait, Shug, we were just talking about this.
What are the chances?
Oh my god, it's FS 1041.
No way. I think I've seen that guy before.
You have, actually.
Oh my god.
FS 1041 was the Titan who dropped down for us in the gauntlet, believe it or not.
What a small world we live in, huh?
That was a little bit of trivia that I won Viz's Jeopardy show with.
Gross. I found a couch. That was my claim to fame. All right, so we're going to do something called Snugglecore here. Another Snugglepug discovery for when they played on Master. We're going to get a straight line, and ooh, that's a good lineup. Yep, and so they shot one bullet through, going to build that core immediately. Run up here, we're going to phase dash through all these guys because we have this core. Now we're just going to go along here. There is again, we've talked a lot about how we try to remove the Titans from this game. There is a pilot-only route here. where you go along this path to the left. You saw Saf already go by here. It is very, very hard. One of the more recent discoveries, you can see Bladen do it in their GDQ run they did earlier this year.
Did I
what?
not load the Titans there?
It looked like it didn't. You got accidental Bingus avoidance.
Accidental Bingus avoidance. Okay.
Yeah, there are some people in chat who just died. Okay,
oh
scare.
my god! Oh my god! Not to like scream loudly on stream or anything, but that was very, very scary. We don't have a cloak through this section because we don't have our abilities.
Fully intended to scream in your ears. I'm not like Seth.
So
yes.
Final boss fight coming up here.
Somehow not against the main villain.
No,
but it's okay. We're saving him for Titanfall 3.
He has to go on to make the Apex Legends, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he has to go on to make whatever, man.
Anyway, so this is Sloan. Big final boss fight of the game.
Yeah, easily the most detailed boss we do as well. There is a very strict strategy we follow here. You can see Saf does the arc charge, missiles, they go into crouch mode. We know that they're gonna go over here. These two Scorches are gonna spawn. We're gonna kill them before they can move. Killing these two Scorches triggers the second spawn.
Get out.
Get this guy out of your face. Now she's here. We're gonna try to get her to back into the corner. We're gonna set this firewall. She's gonna move back. We got the trap behind her. We're gonna do this. We don't even have to kill her. Saf's gonna look away, change to their Ronin, dash over here, core, and just kill each of these guys with one swing.
Oh,
that
no,
one was missed. Unfortunate. So if you do all of this quickly enough, you'll see on the top, dialogue is gonna say 97 shortly. If the 97 dialogue happens and you're not clear here, you cannot get what's called a pre-charge. There's the 97. Saf is not gonna be able to get this. If you do this fast enough, you'll see the difference here. So we're setting up something called Andy Shots, found by Shot Andy on the internets. Basically, to get that, we're going to pop the Ronin as we interact with that core, and we know we got it because now we're in this fade-in, and we can see that we're holding a gun inside BT. Now, we were talking about that 97 thing. That's Saf going for something called pre-charge. Basically, at the end of this scene, the gun around us has to charge, and it'll shoot after about 10 seconds of charging. If we are quick enough in that fight, the gun's already charged, and we skip that 10 seconds. We know Saf did not get it because if you look at the bottom left of the screen here, there is no lights. If there was lights like just above BT's wrists, if there was lights there, we would know that they got it. Now, another trick that just happened. This is Andy's shot. You are not supposed to be able to kill Blisk in this cutscene. He gets out of it, and then he talks to you for a while, then he drops a card on your face. There you go. By shooting him there, because we have Andy's shot, not only do we manage to kill him, but we managed to have his cutscene continue while the cutscene of BT talking starts, and they are happening at the same time. So he drops the card on us, gets an invisible ghost put back inside of him, and we just save another roughly 20 plus seconds.
That's like, I think 30 something.
Yeah, 20 to 30 seconds by shooting him in that cutscene. We're not supposed to. Now, when people ask why there was no Titanfall 3, this is the actual canonical reason. It is because Shot Andy told us how to kill him in the speed run, and we canceled Titanfall 3
and
in
Apex
this moment.
We've canceled Apex Legends.
Yeah.
2 items have been decanonized.
Because speedrunners have to go fast.
Yep.
Now, I do have a question. Who's up folding their weapon, Seth?
I was folding my weapon earlier already.
I know. I saw you folding your weapon. We like to wave it around because, you know,
there's
that's
nothing
just,
else to do.
Yeah, that's how it is. You gotta wave that bad boy around.
And then the end of the run is coming up.
And here's the charge we're talking about. Here's the lights. You're gonna see the lights coming up towards them here. If Saf had hit pre-charge, all these lights would already be full, and we would have gotten launched out already. It's really sad when you're doing races and one of you gets this and one of you doesn't.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
We're just gonna shoot at BT. We're just gonna shoot the arc.
All right, and now if you've played Titanfall 2, this is the part that broke your heart.
Hi BT. I can't believe you exploded into a million pieces.
Every time.
Boy.
That's my homie down there.
Devastating every time. All right, 30 seconds left.
Yep, we're gonna see the escape now. This is a high octane part. There's optimizations you can do here. I don't know how many Saf we're gonna go for, but there's like 8 billion different ones. Are we gonna see Zweescape? Not happening. Or not Hyper Zweescape. Let's look at normal Zweescape. Okay.
Yeah, I won't get hyperspeed skip, but I'll still go over the top.
Yep, that's good. So we just skipped some triggers there without having to worry about things falling on us, making it easy as soon as we cross this threshold. And we're done. Who's ready to take a nap?
Yippee!
Good job, Seth. GG's. GG's.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was Titanfall 2.
That sure was Titanfall 2, but I feel like I blinked and you were done. Good God. Incredible job. GG. I want to see some hype for this in chat as well.
Yeah, look at you try to hold in that big smile, let it out, the big cheeser.
I'm really glad I got to show it off at a decent pace. I was kind of worried, like last night especially, I was super nervous about this, but I'm glad I got to show off some pretty cool tricks.
Yeah, somebody go back and clip that super fastball so that we can show it to everyone we know. Because it was super awesome.
Dude, I was about to have a heart attack. Like,
It's nerve-wracking. That is a very scary part.
I had chills literally the whole time you were doing that.
yeah, I just want to like thank all the community members who have like shaped the community to the way it is today. I just want to be like, you guys are all awesome. I really want to shout out like the people who brought me up in the community, like Viz, Week, Netsmitty, and Brian Otto, and then like especially Shug for being here today and for putting so much love and care into the game that like really revitalized a lot of motivation for me to run.
Heart emojis.
All right, y'all. Where on earth can we find you?
Oh, I stream once in a blue moon at twitch.tv/SapphireInPink, but you can also find me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there. It's like Sapphire_in_pink.
And I'm Shug. I do all of my streaming at Shug_SSB, but if you want to see me the most, go follow Titanfall 2 Speedruns. It is a channel that I use for all of our community broadcasts, every tournament, every community event, every PB. We look at them, we see what happens. So go follow both those channels.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this run. Thank you for opening with just this, first of all, this brilliant piece of running, this brilliant game, and for helping us raise money for Alice. So thank y'all so much for this. This has been an absolute delight, and I'm so happy to have been here with y'all.
There's a dog in the camera.
There was a dog on camera. Yeah, she's just been hanging out on my bed all day.
Oh, she big chillin', sweet baby. We got a dog spot, the first one of the marathon, and I know there will be more.
It looks like you ripped that dog out of the throes of sleep.
She was real even, but she's gonna go back right. Yep, there she goes. All right.
She's definitely trying to figure out what year it is right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. Thank you again for being here. We are going to get set up for our next run, but I appreciate everything that you all have done. Thank you for opening. Thank you for being our first game and absolutely crushing this. This has been an absolute delight. What a awesome, like, first piece of the marathon. Y'all set the tone. You set the bar incredibly high.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. Thank you all.
All right, y'all, don't go too far. We are getting set up for our next run, which is Ratchet and Clank. Remember that you did get that cosplay incentive open, but with a reminder for that, we do have that Jet Set Radio incentive open, and you're only going to be able to do that during Ratchet and Clank, really, because we got to hit it before Jet Set Radio starts. So, if you want to do something, now is the time to do it. Which, by the way, we do have a start off for that $5 from Osborne, which says, let's see some donos to shake up this bid war. And that did go towards the original skin for Gum, not the future skin for Gum in this Jet Set Radio bid war. Personally, I'm kind of pulling for future outfit Gum. I think that that's super duper neat. Although, yes, both are good choices. But if you donate towards this, I want to hear your justification for why you choose one over the other, because I want to know some lore. I want to know some information. And thank you again to our absolutely incredible runner, Sapphire in Pink, and just primo commentator Shug on Titanfall 2. God, I'm gonna be riding that high from watching that all day, like all day. That was such a banger. And remember, right now we have raised $168 towards Alice's gender affirmation surgery. But if we raise $500 by the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which is coming up in, let me count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. So by the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which is coming up later today, we get this boss endurance incentive, where it'll be another 10 minutes. So first of all, we love the chance of another 10 minutes of marathon. It means more time to donate, means more time for Alice, celebrating a wonderful, wonderful human being and helping her towards that gender affirmation surgery. So if we hit $500 raised total by the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Beam Queen Soul is going to run through what they literally call boss endurance, and that is 13 bosses in a boss rush, back to back to back. We gotta hit that by the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So yes, it's in a few games, but y'all know how this goes. I don't know if you've noticed, this is a speed running marathon, so people are gonna be going fast all day. All day. So you don't have as much time as you think you do, because people are going to be going really, really fast. And before you know it, we're going to be at the end of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. And we got to hit $500 for that. So if you donate towards this bid war that's open for Jet Set Radio Future, that also goes towards that Kirby and the Amazing Mirror incentive. So you have that deal going, that two for situation. Really a 3-for if you think about it, because you're donating to 2 incentives at the same time. And it's going towards an amazing human being who we are here to help. So to me, that's like a 3-for-1, because you get 2 good deals on an incentive and your money is going towards somebody absolutely amazing. But yes, we are speeding in here. We're zooming, baby. Chat, what did y'all think of that run? I thought it was absolutely incredible. I told y'all I'm a fan of Titanfall 2, and I think you can see why. If you haven't seen that game before, I think you can see why that game rules now. And there's only going to be bangers from here on out as well. If you want to know what is on our schedule, you can type !schedule in chat. See the amazing things that we have coming up. Some ones just to shout out, and again, I'm just gonna pull because all of these are like, there's so much good stuff. We've got Enter the Gungeon later today, Super Mario 64 120 star, always an absolute classic. We've got Undertale tomorrow. We've got Bayonetta 3 tomorrow. We've got Wolfenstein the Old Blood tomorrow. Wolfenstein, why did I pronounce it like that? It's still admittedly a little bit early in California time for me. We've got Pseudo Regalia. We've got Kingdom Hearts 3 Blindfolded Yosora showcase, so that's going to be bananas. We've got Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball. If you don't know who's playing that, it is in fact a dog. It's Peanut Butter the dog, so you want to see that. We've got a bunch of Super Monkey Ball. We've got a horror block. We've got Crypt Custodian, which is super new and super duper cool. We've got later on, so over the weekend, we've got a Sonic block. We've got Peggle. We've got Luigi's Mansion. We've got Alan Wake 2. We got Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys, like we've got it all. So, and then Sunday, let's talk about some things towards the end of it, because you know there's bangers this whole way through. We've got Stardew Valley, a classic. We got Animal Wow. We got Outer Wilds, a personal favorite of mine. And we got more Sly Cooper than you're gonna know what to do with. So you got options. You got bangers this whole week. Just I cannot stress enough how much you want to be hanging out on this channel the rest of the week, all through the weekend, raising money for Alice in Wonderland games. We've got brilliant stuff for you to see. And I do want to tell you more about specifically why we are here and why it's important to raise money for gender affirmation surgery, specifically for Alice in this case, but also just the importance of these procedures to begin with. And that is to quote Dr. Alex Proglian, who is the director of the National LGBTQIA+ Health Education Center. If we align people's bodies and gender expression with their gender identity, that is a way in which they can most authentically live their true lives and be their true selves. Gender affirming surgery can also improve confidence and improve relationships. And every single major medical organization, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, and the American Psychiatric Association, support the provision of age-appropriate, gender-affirming care for transgender and non-binary people. These organizations represent millions of doctors, researchers, and mental health professionals in the United States. So there's so much support behind the importance of this, and we want to make sure that we are sharing that love. But surgery is expensive, y'all. Like, surgery is really expensive. The cost of surgery is not just the surgery itself, but it's anesthesia, it's the hospital stay, it's the travel, it's the life accommodations while you're healing. And insurance may not be able to cover everything involved in surgery, so these costs can really add up. So if you would like to see a breakdown of those costs that Alice is anticipating, you can type !costs in chat for that link. A reminder, we are getting set up for our second run of the marathon, which is going to be Ratchet & Clank New Game Plus with Marathon Man. We have already unlocked a milestone with this one, which is for Marathon Man to be dressing as the guy. I thought when I first saw this incentive that it was like Ratchet was going to be wearing it. No. Marathon Man is going to be wearing it. This is a cosplay incentive that y'all are about to see, which I think is always the coolest. I'm a big fan of those. If y'all are just tuning in, or you tuned in during Titanfall 2, and you want to know what we're doing here, we are raising money for Alice for her gender affirmation surgery. And if you want to know a little bit more about Alice, well, let me tell you. Alice is a variety speedrunner with a love for platformers and horror games, and is studying psychology and neuroscience. She has 2 dogs and a gecko, and she also loves cooking, painting, anime, and art. And she came out to her friends at 17, her family at 19, and she's currently double majoring in psychology and neuroscience. She wants to be a psychiatrist to help young adults and specialize in queer issues and mood disorders. Alice's surgery has been canceled twice due to insurance issues in the past, and she's been waiting for the surgery for 4 years since her first consultation. So every moment and every dollar counts to help get her there. And if you want to help us, you can type !donate in chat for that donation. We do have that incentive open for that Jet Set Radio Future Bid War. So if you want to decide the skin that Gum is wearing, make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom and select that incentive. You will need to actually click on it and put your money towards it in order for that to work. Currently, I believe original Jet Set Radio Gum outfit is winning, but there's still time. We have this next run, Ratchet & Clank. You could change that. You could put future skin in the lead. And all of those will go towards, like I said, that Kirby and the Amazing Mirror incentive. So you've got, you got options. You got a deal going here. I know you love a deal. I love a deal. And yes, just like our bot says, these donations are going directly to Alice. So you know exactly where your money is going right now. Like you know the person whose life you are helping change, like right now. And we cannot say enough to thank you for the incredible, we've already raised $168 so far. Yes, we would like to raise, our goal right now is 5,000 over the course of this marathon, but y'all are already making it happen. You're making that movement happen. And if you, if you hit that boss rush incentive for Creepy the Amazing Year, not if, when you hit that, because I know we're gonna do that. I believe in you. Let me see if I can get this correct. So if you tack another 0 on the end of that $500, that's our goal. So what percentage is that? It's times 10. So then it's got to be like what, like 10%? Can I do my math correctly? You know what? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm really bad at math. You could tell me really incorrect math and I would still believe you. And I think you should do that in donations. Just give me bad math, confuse me further. I'm seeing this super cute emoji in chat of a cozy. I think that is supposed to be Kirby just chilling, and it's super duper cute. Yeah, it is morning time. For me, I know I am on West Coast time, so we've had an early morning, and I think that that's great. We're starting this off super early for me, but I'm hyped. I'm awake. I basically like sprang out of bed like a cartoon character because today was the day. We're doing this. This is so cool. All right, my friends, we are just about ready for that Ratchet and Clank run. So don't touch that dial. Do not go too far. We will be right back in just a second.